Hi, I've been printing off some buildings and terrain recently. My intention was to include them in battle reports and things like that to give the creators a bit of a feature on the channel, but we haven't quite got around to those battle reports yet. So just wanted to film a little bit of a review of some of these pieces, talk about the strengths of them, the creators, give them a bit of a shout out. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Thanks. Okay, so first up we've got the CaveWolf Build System. So I did a video unboxing this early on because CaveWolf were good enough to send this through to me because I featured it on the Kickstarter roundups. But I've got it fully constructed here, and I wanted to show you exactly how it works because it's such a neat system and it works so beautifully. What you've got is a set of modular pieces, each of which are sort of a single section, and then they sit together, and you can put them together in various configurations. You use these little clips to cover up the sections in between each modular part, and each of them, and I think this is the really smart bit, each of them sits onto a frame for each layer of the building. So you can literally, you just lift the roof right off, and then you've got a fully playable space inside. You've got, you know, an openable door, which is, you know, fun. And we've got this sort of little roof section also with its own working door. So you can have, you know, action on the flat roof. You've got a sort of a building that can be occupied. There's little sort of slits in this roof building, you know, so it could be used for firing out of. And the building itself is nice and open, so you can have lots of play in there. And obviously it sections together to build out an urban location. So really playable, loads of area, incredibly easy to put together. So as you can see, we've got like these little barricades in the windows. They just punch out, so you can have it be like a post-apocalyptic zombie style setting with the barricades. You could have it be a normal contemporary setting for something like a COIN game. Really sort of usable, like I say, totally modular, so you could put this together in all sorts of different configurations. The more of these pieces you get, so really usable, great quick way to get sort of an urban tabletop out, very playable, super modular, so you can just reuse this again and again and again for lots of different buildings, lots of different settings. Really nice. And like I say, assembling this whole thing from scratch took me maybe sort of 10 minutes with the bits and pieces. It's so easy to clip together, so easy to put together. Yeah, really strongly recommend this one. Check them out. I'll put the links to all of these buildings in the description. But yeah, so CaveWolf modular build system here. Really lovely, very playable. I think I might well actually pick up some more of this at some point in the future. Need to get this one painted though. So next up we've got the Illustralia Bates Motel house. So again, I featured Illustralia several times on the Kickstarter roundup, and they're good enough to give me access to some of their files to print out. And this is literally the first thing that I ever printed with my FDM printer, so I didn't have the settings dialed in at all well. Really, my print quality is not good on this, and yet, as you can see, it looks pretty damn good. You know, I think, you know, it really stands up. So what Illustralia do is that they create buildings of iconic horror buildings, generally. So obviously here we've got the Bates Motel, there's the house from Stranger Things, there's the Ghostbusters headquarters, all sorts of really beautiful, iconic movie buildings, all rendered in extreme detail, really great looking. And this one, as I say, very detailed. So again, it comes off into different sections. So we've got the so the attic comes off, so you can use that. We've got the upstairs section there, so lots of playable space in, and again this comes off in a single simple piece, and so we've got the lower floor. So because these are very accurate to the movies and the buildings within them, the rooms are a little tight. So I think, like, if I was going to print this off to be for 28mm scale, I would sort of print it a little bit larger. I'm still going to use this as terrain in, hopefully at some point in the future, a battle report for Perilous Tales. But yeah, if you're going to use this for sort of actually moving inside and around, like I say, I'd blow it up a tiny bit. It doesn't need to be massively bigger. But as I say, it was my first ever print. I hadn't considered particularly like the spaces on the staircases, but the details are amazing, even at this this sort of size print. Everything's in there. If you're looking to like recreate scenes from Psycho, you want something more sort of role-playing, very narrative scale, I think this would be fine. Like I say, I just want the space to get the bases in and around. And this is also a very early one of Illustralia's designs. So their later designs, they themselves have punched them up to be a bit bigger and a bit spacier. So yeah, really great stuff, really lovely looking. And I think like the cool thing of having it like single floors pullable off is you can literally, if you wanted, lay it out as a sort of a single tabletop space and move models from space to space rather than having it as a single piece and having a single sort of internal playthrough. But yeah, so that's the Illustralia Bates Motel house. Like I say, I, and this is my fault, made a bit of a mess of the print, and it looks amazing still. Tons of detail, looks really great. And I think if you've got your settings dialed in and you're a bit more experienced, you get an amazing playable piece out of this. So yeah, really great. And they've got, like I say, tons and tons of buildings in their catalogue at this point. So swing by and check them out, because there's bound to be something that's going to work for you. Okay, so last up for this video, we've got the Haunted Mansion 1 from World of Pratheron. This guy is gargantuan as a terrain piece, so I've just included a little 28mm scale miniature just to give some idea of the sheer size of it. And unsurprisingly, it has tons of playable space. So I'm going to pull it apart in a second. It's sectional in pieces so that you can print it. I've got a pretty small FDM printer and had no problem whatsoever printing off all these pieces. They paint up, you know, really nicely, lots of texture. You know, you probably won't be able to make out too much of the detail here, but you know, I've got it looking pretty good with some very rough painting techniques. So I don't know if it's sort of super clear from the shot, but you do have sort of flat walkways and buildings right here up on the roof. You've got this sort of little pagoda job, so you've got playable area up here on the roof. But I'm going to start opening it up so you can hopefully start to see quite how much playable area is available in this mansion. So the roof, as I say, everything is sectional. The roof comes off and you've got an attic area that you can play through in the top here. There are sets of stairs through to each level of the mansion, so it does sort of make sense logically how you could get up there. So there's a little stairway section just in here from the lower floor, actually sorry, just over there from the lower floor, that you can come up to. And like I say, there's attic sections here, there's openable doors throughout. and keep trying to take off the various pieces. Once you've sort of gone through it a few times, and each of the, as I say, each of the attic sections, the roof comes off separately. Once you've used it a few times, you do learn where the sort of the joining sections are. So, for example, this whole section here comes off in a single piece, so you can much more easily take it apart with a little bit of experience using it. Like, it's been sat a little while assembled on my gaming table since I've last used it, so I'm just going to move the camera around to get some shots of the interior over here, so we'll cut over. So here you can see the internal section of the first floor. I've popped some pieces of suitable terrain in here, and you can see there's a sort of a raised sort of hallway area where you can see down into the lower section. And again, this separates out one section at a time. So they suggest using magnets to keep this together, which obviously would make taking it apart and putting it back together much more simple. I've used these magnet replacement rods which they offer, so they slot in and they keep it all in place so it can be moved around as a single building. Sectioning it out with them, as you can see, is a little bit more awkward, but not sort of a significant difficulty. And so we've got this sort of, again, massive double doors down at the bottom here. All of the doors fully usable, tons of internal space. And again, you can construct this out on the tabletop as multiple, like, fully constructed tables, and you can have models sort of go upstairs and pop to the next level. So very playable, very usable, tons of space, and an absolutely stunning presence on the tabletop when it's fully assembled. Okay, so it's 3 really cool 3D printable buildings you can check out from the creators in the links below. Hopefully you pick at least one of them up, get them out, get them on the tabletop, and get playing with them. From this quick video though, it's going to be a thank you and goodbye. So thanks and goodbye. Bye bye.